Plastic is one of the most littered items in the world. Plastic makes up for 60% of marine debris, which on estimate 100,000 marine animals and turtles are killed every year.
15,560 tonnes of litter are cleaned up each year in Australia.
So why throw trash on the ground when you could put it in its intended place?
People still litter, and these are the following reasons for why.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
Well, we interviewed some teachers on littering, and this is what they thought.
Is littering a major concern to you?
Absolutely.
It's one concern amongst many concerns.
Yes, it is a serious concern.
Why is littering a major concern to you?
I think because it's injuring the wildlife.
I think it is a big issue in itself. It's reflective of a particular way of thinking and a particular culture.
And the flora and fauna. But also, I think it's an issue because it's teaching the young people of today or people to be disrespectful to the environment. It's not showing respect by littering.
So I think those underlying issues are the big issues, and that consequence of those issues is, it's of great consequence to the environment. So we certainly...
What is littering?
Littering is disposing of your rubbish, not in the correct and responsible way. So just throwing it out into the environment and disturbing the natural habitat and natural environment.
I guess in its simplest form, it's dropping things that you're finished with.
Littering is not cleaning up after yourself, putting rubbish on the ground, not putting it in the places that are provided for.
How much litter do you think ends up in the ocean each year?
I think about 9 billion.
I've seen those documentaries where they have great pools of kind of plastic and everything is swirling around, and beaches that are all covered in little bits of plastic.
I wouldn't be able to estimate a number.
I have no idea of how much, but I know it's heaps.
Because there are a lot of sources. I know that ships have the practice of throwing things overboard and just dropping their waste in the water. I know that streams and rivers carry a lot of plastic and other waste things into the water.
And a lot of us are unaware of how much it is because it's kind of all out there in the middle of the ocean and not in our face.
What do you think the most common form and type of littering there is in the Shoalhaven bush?
I guess it would take different forms. I know that people who don't want to pay or don't have the money to pay for dumping fees dump things in the bush.
I think it's just individual people throwing out a lot of plastic bags, cans, just general lunch rubbish, just chucking it out. That's what I would say. Maybe cigarette butts as well.
Plastic, it's got to be plastic shopping bags, because they blow everywhere and they float everywhere. Plastic straws, McDonald's takeaway containers, I don't know, they seem to be things I know.
The other things that you find in the bush, I guess they would come from either hikers, etc., who've left things behind, or things that blow there from elsewhere.
How much money do you think gets spent on cleaning up New South Wales alone?
Millions.
It would be millions.
I'm not sure. The things that I'm definitely aware of, there's obviously the council involved in cleaning up rubbish. There are volunteer events like Clean Up Australia Day.
What do you think we could do in the community to raise awareness on how bad littering is?
I think we need more rubbish bins on the street.
I think a really useful thing that we could do at school, which I don't know if we'd legally be allowed to do it, is try and pick a week where there's almost no wind and just not clean people's sitting areas for that week and allow them to see what the consequences is in a small closed environment with build-up of a lot of rubbish over a period of time, because that's a smaller scale.
Sometimes I think about this with you, and I did it once before. I actually took a photo of what you left behind, and you don't realise what you've left behind. So showing people the effects of what they do, perhaps, in a school context.
If you could tell a large group of people one reason why they shouldn't litter, what would that be?
I think that you have to look after the environment for future generations. I have children, and I don't want to litter because I want the world to be beautiful for them and their children.
I think the visual effect of seeing rubbish, and if one person does it, so if you see one bit of rubbish, then somebody else says, oh, well, it's rubbish here, so I'll throw mine. So there's that roll-on effect. But I suppose the aesthetics, like, it just doesn't look nice. It looks grotty, it's unhygienic, it's all that sort of thing. So I suppose I can't put it into one single phrase and one single reason, but that's what I believe.
You are a part of your planet. If you pollute or poison or litter your environment, it's like doing it to yourself. And worse, it's not just doing it to yourself, you're actually doing it to everyone else as well. So there's the question about the people who come after you, future generations. Why should they have to bear the consequences of your thoughtless or selfish actions? And yeah, I think that if we were more in contact with the fact that we are a part of this planet, then we would be more conscious of the way we act, I think.
That's what I think.